Okay. So now, this is going to be my third attempt at a Get Ready With Me. I wonder if I'll ever be able to film a Get Ready With Me and do a story time all at once. I feel like the anyways, okay. I'm just going to get started in a second. So anyways, okay. So last time I talked about methadone. If you haven't watched that one, go to the previous one and the previous one. But okay, so I started talking about how eventually this time when I got sober, I had a decision to make about, am I going to get on methadone or suboxone? And I decided I was going to give suboxone a try because I had tried and failed so many times with methadone that I wanted to try something different. So when I got sober back in the end of November 2017, I went through detox and then had the choice to get on suboxone or methadone. Now, I also want to, let this be known. I didn't have to get on anything. I could have just stayed sober at that point. But I want you to understand that I had just gone through 5 days of detox, and so everything in my body, mind, soul, everything was telling me to get on something. And not only just to get on something because I didn't want to feel like crap anymore, but just because I felt like my chances of succeeding were at zero. Because everything, I was, even after I took the suboxone, I still, as I was walking because detox and treatment are in the same building. You just have to walk outside one door and then inside another door, and then you're in the treatment center. And when I walked out of that detox door, I just wanted to run. I just wanted to run. I felt like this was pointless. If I could count the amount of times that I've gone to treatment, it's well over 10, well over. I don't know where, or I don't know how. It's a lot. So, and I've failed every time. What I consider failing. Other people might say if you got a day sober, that's a success. I wanted to stay sober though, and I didn't. So I wanted to try my best to be successful. So I felt like getting on opiate replacement therapy would be a way to secure, at least a better chance of being successful. So, and I knew methadone was not going to work for me. It just never worked for me before, and I just knew it wasn't. So I got on Suboxone, and Suboxone, immediately when I took the Suboxone, I was feeling sick. My body felt sick from head to toe. I was like goosebumps, sweaty. I think more than anything though, more than anything physical, mentally, the withdrawals are the worst. It's the worst. This constant, I want to go get high. You should go get high. You're never going to be successful. You're just going to fail. You're going to let down your family. Why even try? Don't even get your family excited. They're just going to get upset again. Oh my gosh. All of that nonstop talk in your head it's a lot it's just a lot. And so, sorry, hold on. So I ended up getting on Suboxone, and when I took the Suboxone initially, immediately those physical withdrawal symptoms that I was having, the goosebumps and the sweatiness and the aches and pains and all of that immediately went away. And also the other thing is that my mind mentally was at ease. Like there wasn't that constant thought of getting high. It just went away, and I started weirdly, because I hadn't felt normal, what we call normal, in years. So sorry, I'm looking for a specific brush. I started to feel normal. It was the weirdest thing I had felt in a long time because I had never felt normal. I feel like it had been so long since I felt normal, what we would call normal, that it was just a strange feeling for me. It was like, what is this? Because I didn't have any thoughts of using. Sorry, hold on. I didn't have any thoughts of using, none, and my body felt decent. Like, I wasn't like, I didn't feel like I was on clouds, but I did feel decent. And it had been a long time since I felt like that. And so, especially being in a treatment center, that was the best place I could be, because I was able to, I was able to talk to other women who were in recovery and start to gauge it. And I was in a long-term treatment center. I was in a 6-month treatment center, and I remember getting there, and I only had like a day or two sober. And I remember this girl, if she watches this, she'll know who she was, who came up to me. Her name starts with an N, and her last name starts with a G. Anyways, she came up to me, and she was so nice to me. And she had been there a couple months, I think. She had been there a couple months, and she was so nice to me. And I was like, this is strange. Like, girls are being nice to me. And man, that treatment center I went to was just like, it saved my life. Like, the counselors, the girls, like, I still talk to a lot of the girls now. And, it just is the best thing that could have happened to me. And so a lot of the times, like, the place I live right now, this place is ridiculous. A lot of the people here use, and sadly, it's hard to be around. It's super hard to be around. But what I try and do, because I don't think I would have ever got sober if I didn't go to a long-term treatment center. Like, some people can go to 30-day treatment centers and get sober, but me, there's no way I would have been able to. Because honestly, I think if you've been using longer than like 3 or 4 years, you're gonna need more than 30 days. Like, just for real. You're gonna need more than 30 days to get your mind right. Because I don't even, like, a lot of the stuff we were learning, in the beginning, I don't even remember it, because it just takes a while for your mind to get, to be able to absorb things. Like, you're not gonna get, anyways, don't let me go on that rant. So anyways, the suboxone. When I started the suboxone, immediately I felt a lot better. Physically and mentally, I felt a lot better. But, and it's one of those medications where you don't have to go to a clinic every day. You have to go visit your doctor, like, however much your doctor sets up. So at first I had to go, I think, every other week I had to go. And it's a prescription. You just take it. And, so I started that process. And, one of the things I remember is that when my mom came to visit me, she noticed that I wasn't acting like how I used to act when I was on methadone, because my mom used to notice when I was on methadone, and she used to say I still act like I'm getting high when I was on that methadone. And so my mom noticed that I was acting somewhat normal now. And so yeah, that was one of the things that was one of those things right away that I noticed, was that I wasn't acting like I was getting high still. I was acting like normal, which, that was a cool thing. Then, one of the other things I noticed about suboxone is that it doesn't make you tired like methadone used to, which that was a good part for me, because, I already take medication that makes me tired, and methadone used to make me tired. I could sleep the whole day away on methadone, which, honestly, I'm a sleeper anyways, so it just wasn't a good thing for me. So, one of the things I tell people here where I live is I recommend that if they're using and they want to quit, I always say that they probably should go to treatment, and they also probably should look at getting on some sort of opiate replacement, but I suggest Suboxone because that's just what I've had success with. I never had success with methadone, and I've had a great amount of success with Suboxone, and not only like my amount of clean time, but I've been able to get my life together, which that's something I had never done before. Never, not even close. The only thing with Suboxone that is a hard one for some people is that if you're still in that like criminal behavior, it's hard to have your prescription and not have the urge to sell your prescription, which I think I had a lot going for me because I was in a treatment center for so long. For 6 months I was in a treatment center, and then I was in their transitional house for a long time too. And so my medication was administered to me. Like, I was never in possession of my medicine. I didn't have it like in my purse or something. It was like always up in the med room. So if it was time for me to take my medication, I would go to the med room and take my medication, where some people get sober and then they then they have their medication, and if they're still hanging out with people who are using, then people are gonna inquire about buying their prescription, and then that's when you get into like that kind of negative addict behavior, so my experience with Suboxone has been great. It's one of those things that it's like, it really kind of depends on the person, but in my opinion, I've seen a lot more success with Suboxone than methadone. And I like being on Suboxone. There is I was watching Nicole from Real Talk Recovery. I was watching her video about maintenance, about tapering and stuff. And it made me think a lot because she said in there something about, I had asked her how long did she wait to taper, because I'm still on Suboxone right now, and there's a lot of outside pressure from people like, oh, you're still, like, not from my family or anybody, but just like, even just people at meetings will be like, oh, you're still on Suboxone? Oh, when do you plan on getting off? And honestly, when I watched her video, it made me think like, that's kind of true. Like, why am I letting outside input affect my medication? Because I feel great on Suboxone, and if I'm doing good on a medication, and if this is helping me stay sober, then why would I be in the rush to get off of it? Because, right now, I just think I would hate to, and that's how I think I know my family feels too. Like, I would hate to be doing so well and then try and rush and get off this medication and then end up relapsing. Like, I know one of the things I tell myself, and one of the things that's helped me stay sober, is knowing that no matter what happens in life, I can't get high. I'm not going to. It's just not an option. So when I have bad days, when I'm really down, or things aren't going my way, or it just never is an option. So I know in that circumstance, I'm not going to get high if I got off of Suboxone. But I would hate to set myself back mentally, or, just set myself back, just trying to hurry and get off of this medication when it's not me that wants to get off of it. So anyways, I thought I'd mention that because sometimes there is a pressure to get off of a medication, and it's like, when I heard her say that, it made me think, like, you know what, she's totally right about that. Like, there shouldn't be that pressure from other people to get off of a medication that you're doing well on. So if you're on Suboxone and you think the same way, then you know, maybe that's something you need to hear, because it was something I needed to hear when I heard her say it. So, you know, yeah. But I just wanted to give my input on suboxone and, you know, compare it to methadone. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but if I am, I'll mention it in the next one. I think another good one I can talk about is meetings, anonymous meetings, and, you know, treatment, inpatient, outpatient, that kind of stuff. So, thanks for watching. Look, I got my eyes done. So, I've done no makeup, get ready with me. Base makeup, get ready with me. I didn't even get my eyeshadow done. Honestly, I just got my blending colors on. So, I'm just going to keep making videos and finish this makeup. So, alright. Thanks for watching.